Hello, I am here today on San Pablo and 59th Street with my favorite Bay Area muralist artist, Pancho Peskador. This is some of his newest work. And I was blessed to indirectly meet Pancho last year when I took a handstand picture in front of his Yoda piece, if some of you remember. And through some friends, we were connected, and I've been blessed enough to have him come out today to talk about his art and to talk about the messages that come through him and really come out through his work. So I am going to introduce Pancho.
Hello.
So Pancho, welcome. Thank you so much for coming out today, and just really honored to have you come through and really have indirectly and directly now known you through your art. So here is your newest piece, and I'd love for you to talk a little bit about the piece, and then we can kind of go on and hear more about your own personal journey through being an artist.
Yeah, thank you. Well, this piece was painted for the first Bay Area Mural Festival that just happened 2 weeks ago, and this was painted with CRP, Community Recognition Project, which is my group, is my collective, our collective. We're based here in Oakland, and we painted over probably 200 murals only in Oakland in the last 6 years. This is our latest, and in this wall we paint with Desi and Grace. Desi did the piece, the writing, and Grace did all the birds, and I did all the animals on the wall. And you know, like, as the last piece usually is kind of technically the best one than the others, but you know, like, always looking for the newer one. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, it really came out beautiful. I'll let people take a look just so they can get an idea of the piece. And I'll take some pictures so people can really see the full form of the work.
Right. So we spent about a week working on it. It's really intricate. We usually freestyle a lot, and this was a little different because we sat down and kind of sketch for, you know, like, one of the first times we actually worked this way, and you know, like, the result was okay. You know, looking forward the next one though.
Yeah, it came out really great, and I'm really glad that I was able to see it before it actually got completed, and now it's really nice to actually see it in its full, colorful, filled out form. So as I just introduced you, I met you through your Yoda piece, and really met you through a lot of your pieces, and just knew you as Peskador before I knew you as Pancho. And have really, you know, over the course of the year, really respected and honored you not only as an artist, but as an activist in your own right. And a lot of your pieces talk about saving the earth and treating the earth in a good way. And I'd love for you to just introduce yourself, talk about how you started, you know, where you're from, maybe give some people a little bit of information about you and just how your voice came through your art.
Yeah, well, I'm originally from Chile. I'm born and raised in Chile, Santiago, and I've been living in the Bay Area the last 21 years. So in Oakland the last 15, and you know, so half of my life has been here already. I came to the United States in 1995. I was 23 years old, kind of, you know, looking for something, you know, like wanting to travel, wanting to see other things, and you know, like, see the world. And supposed to be a year, you know, learn English and then go back, but then here I am, 21 years. So you know, life here has been beautiful. It's been hard at the same time. You know, me as an immigrant, not knowing the language, and at the beginning not having my papers. So you know, like all the migrants, I have to, you know, like, take odd jobs and, you know, work my way up. So a lot of my first decade here I spend it working and painting it at night. So I've been very disciplined, I've been painting all the time, but I have a full-time job, and it was tough, to be an artist and work full-time. So 8 years ago, I took a big leap in my life and kind of quit that job, my 40-hour job, my security, my union job, and just to, become a part-time artist at the beginning. I've been teaching in Oakland public schools the last 8 years. I have a class in Melrose in East Oakland, teaching middle schoolers. And now I have a class in Unity Middle School also, and that's one of what Peskador does in the afternoons. During the morning, I have this free time to paint and do my work, focus on my canvas work, my studio work, and then about 6 years ago, I was just mostly doing canvas work, and I was just needing that outlet to meet other artists and be with people, collaborate. In that course, I met Desi, and I start hanging out with them, painting with them, and then start developing my spray paint skills. That I pretty much I was new. I have a long time background doing art, but not with spray paint. So it was a new challenge, and start painting with them, and to the point where now I try to do it as much as I can. So that could be almost every day. I try to be disciplined. If I'm not painting the street, I'm painting in my studio. If not, I'm sketching with my students. I just try to keep that on full motion all the time,
Can you talk about, because the thing that I always am really touched, and not just touched, but just impressed with the voice of Peskador. Most of your work has a voice. Like if you look right here, it says, if you can read it for me.
No human being is legal.
So
yeah,
the messages, if you can just talk
yeah,
simply about the voice.
Right. So the voice just keep growing. It's like is just the evolution of something that started, I don't know, 20 years ago when I still was living in Chile and I was doing printmaking, and I started doing political work through my experience as a Chilean. I grew up in dictatorship with, for 17 years in a military dictatorship, and only when I was 18 that ended. So and it was a really radical and polarized time in Chile that started creating my political conscience. When I got here, I expanded, because it's so much, the Black Panthers, so many stories that I didn't know. I knew the stories of resistance of my side, the South, but I didn't know much about the North. Started learning the Zapatistas, and obviously I got so inspired by all of them. And then, I started becoming more active and using my art as a tool of social change. Even though it's not only necessarily that's one aspect of my work. And I want to be clear with that because, I do a lot of activism, but my activism is teaching, and my activism is my paintings. And for example, in this wall, we want to talk about migration was the main theme of the festival, and the wall, and then we want to, get rid of the walls. Somebody's talking about building walls. We're talking about taking down those walls. And so also part of my work focus a lot on nature, how you were talking about, and it's been a long process of self-discovery. You know, like I in Chile I lived in for 7 years in the mountains in a farm, so I I connect with nature in a really deep way. And then I start painting nature. You know, lately, the last 3-4 years, you know, before my subject was more like human being, the soul. It still is, but now with all this new dimension, you know, like the relationship between us and nature,
Mm.
and and nature, and not only nature, what we have here, but you know, like the cosmos, you know, the universe, you know, and like 3 years ago, I started working with a theme, you know, like it's nothing that I created, but I hear it over and over and over, you know, and it's like we're all stardust, and I start like reading about it, and like shit, we're all connected. And that's kind of the main message. Then my art start taking that direction. We're all connected. So how I expressed that idea, it was just like, I don't know, mixing animals with people, plants, you know, like, and giving that relationship that we are not different, you know, like we are part of the same thing, you know.
Agreed.
And so I've been exploring that area. Another area is of inspiration is my family, you know,
Uh-huh.
like the woman in my life,
Mm.
and I've been working also with that theme. Through that theme, I this probably a year ago I started like a series of 10 murals about smash patriarchy. I'm number 7 so far. I'm not done with it, so I do it sporadically when I have time, when I have a wall, you know. Like I'll work on that theme. I still need to do 3 more, but yeah. So, you know, I do different aspects, and then also I have the community aspect that I work with communities. I paint murals for people, and in that sense, I feel like I'm a translator of other people's vision. You know, like I meet with people, they'll tell me their vision, and then I try to translate that vision into a sketch, present it to them. Any changes that need to be made are made, and you know, like, and then we paint it. You know, that's another aspect of my work.
Thank you, Pancho.